Hello, I'm Sky and I'm happy to have you here. So, I wanted to draw some fun pieces of the protagonists of each arc of Wings of Fire. So, naturally, I thought I'd start with Arc 1. These guys are the Dragonets of Destiny: Clay, Tsunami, Glory, Starflight, and Sunny. For this particular drawing, I decided to draw one of my favorite panels from the Dragonet Prophecy graphic novel. It's from the very end where the Dragonets are reunited and it's very cute. I also decided that I wanted to do a sort of draw and discuss sort of series on my channel, so if these do well then I'll gladly make more. Anyways, why don't we get into the actual drawing, shall we? I usually do all of my sketching in one color, but since there's so many characters, I decided to do each of their sketches in a different color, and I'm glad I did. It saved me a lot of trouble and confusion in the long run. I started with Clay, since he's the focal point of the piece, and then I started sketching in Glory. After her, I drew in Tsunami, Sunny, and then Starflight. Starflight actually gave me a bit of trouble at first, as I was trying to get a good pose without having him look too weird. I also didn't want him to be too obscured by Clay's wings, so I had to adjust them a bit. Once I got all of the poses sketched out, I started drawing in the line art. I usually never do clean lines like you'd see in animation. I like the messier look of the pencil brushes, and using the brush at a smaller size makes it a lot easier to draw in finer details, like small scales and the wrinkles and stuff on the face and the body, which leads to more varied and realistic expressions. I love drawing realistic-looking animals, and I especially love translating realistic-looking animal anatomy and details onto dragons. Wings of Fire dragons are especially fun for me to draw like this, as it makes them look more realistic and like actual animals, as close to a realistic animal as a dragon can be. Something I also like about the dragons in Wings of Fire is that each of them are unique. Even though some types of dragons are similar to others, they still are their own, and are really fun to add your own flair to. Coloring in the dragons can be a bit of a tedious process at first for me, since I need to outline and fill in the base colors manually, which is a con to using a thin pencil brush. The automatic selection tool is great, but it doesn't really work that well for when I need to put in the base colors. After that, though, it's pretty easy, I guess. It's just putting all of the other colors where they need to go. Once I put in the base colors, I started putting in the rest of their colors. Clipping masks and alpha lock are like one of my favorite things about drawing programs like Procreate. Something else that I wanted to note is that the little version of me that is in the corner is actually a lot. I don't use a drawing tablet, and I actually draw most, if not all, of my digital art on my phone with my finger. Something that I've noticed is that in the original panel, Glory's scales are actually pink and yellow because she's happy, which I intended on adding but completely forgot about. Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. After I finished coloring in the dragons, I started adding a background so they aren't just sitting in a void. I actually despise drawing realistic backgrounds with, like, every fiber of my being, so I just used pre-made foliage stamp brushes and drew in simple clouds. And there it is! I actually really like how this piece turned out, which is a good thing considering how late I stayed up drawing it. I'm going to make more videos like this with drawings of the arc 2 and 3 protagonists, and maybe even more. I also decided randomly that I wanted to call this series Yappadoodle, because I thought the name was joyous and full of whimsy. It's also pretty fun to say. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that you have a great day.